God, please, no! 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 No!
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays. One which is in the MX 13105, which is seen here, and another which is in the Lowe Black. Now both these replays are on the new map on Vineyards, which at the minute, as of recording this video, has been removed from the matchmaker, same as the highway for some sort of certification error, is what they said it was. Hopefully they said it'll be back on Tuesday. I hope, because map rotation is terrible without them. I mean, it's still not that great with them in, but at least it's a little bit better having two extra maps to play, right? So, Vineyards, as a map. As much as I actually got to play on it, I kind of liked it. There's quite a few good points about the map. And both these replays show two different areas of the map. So the first one on 13105, we've come to this area here, A5, A6, B5, B6. And this is actually a pretty nice place that we've got on this little ridge here, because there's this little mound that I'm sat at now, and there's a little bit further up at A5 as well. There's another area that's good to get hull down at. It's good for mediums to flank. It's good to get some view range out, and it's a good little area to get shots across this whole field area. So it's a good place for both teams to go gravitate towards. And it's one of those things that I've actually kind of enjoyed the fights over here, because there's lots of different ways you can try and break it. Like I say, you can use these bushes here, you can use this rock here like I'm using in 13105 to spot out. You can get shots out as well, which is quite nice. Also, you can push further along, like I say, at A5 and push down into the ridges down below. That's what I kind of like about this map as well, is there's lots of different areas to sort of push down into. It's not like you're pushing just across a flat open field. There's lots of dips, lots of ridges, there's lots of places to be able to break camps, to be able to move up between and stay safe and stuff like that, and it's really nice. So we shut down that 50B nicely there using the cover, and then this E5's coming in. It's like, okay, I'm just going to pop a shot at his lower plate. I mean, the likelihood of penning his lower plate with 13105 as well as hitting it in the right spot, not that likely. But obviously we're a scout tank, so I want to be lighting these guys up, because that's one thing that's quite good about this map as well, is the amount of foliage on it. So tanks with good camouflage, like this tank, as you're seeing now, can just pull into bushes and things and stay unspotted quite easily. And there's lots of little places you can go to go spotting things and stay unspotted yourself and use good use of the foliage. And it's very nice. Now the town is also a decent place to fight. It's a little bit exposed at places. It's one of those that you've got to kind of know where you're pushing. It's not one that I have all too much experience with pushing, but there is... It seemed quite good when I played on it. Plus, from the other spawn, which you'll see with the Lowe Black, there's a way you can push it and get a good amount of damage with. Although the spawn that you're going to see in the Lowe Black game is one that I hope that they remove, because it's a bit poor, but we'll go over that later. So, 13105, we're charging along and we want to break the camp. We've got those two heavies over there, which are holding up sins, and we want to basically get ahead and spot the other things that are basically stopping those guys from being able to access shots into the Valor. So as we move up, we end up spotting this 777. It's like, well, I can't pass up the free chance to drop a clip, can I? So we drop a clip into this guy. Unfortunately, we end up bouncing two of them, because one tracked him only, the other one bounced. And so far in this replay, it's not so much about what we actually go and do, because something's going to happen in a bit that you're going to see, and that happens. And this game isn't as good as the next one, but I thought it showed off what this side of the map is what it's capable of doing, really, and what you can do to sort of push up what you want to do. So look how many look at the variations in the ridges and the gradients here. Like, it means that you've got loads of places to keep moving, keep ducking into cover. Like here, look, this is a nice little perfect place that you can go and hide in. And these little nooks and crannies are really nice thing about this map. So we're going to try and spot up this 268, because he's being a pain in the backside in these bushes. We light him up. We see the Valor on the other side as well, which is trying to pop some shots at us. We pop a snapshot at him, unfortunately miss him, but it's like, no, I'm not taking that hit. We're also spotting the 777 in the town. Like I say, this middle area here that I'm sort of currently traversing is quite the death trap, because there's so many places that get free shots at you if you're in that middle area. It's not a place I can recommend going unless it's late game. If it's early game, don't go to that middle area, because if people sit, like I say, at A5, they get shot straight down across the whole field area quite easily. If they sit in their areas at like G5 and 6 and no G7, 8, 9, sorry, they also have shots across the field. So it's kind of dangerous from both sides. So right here we shut down the 268. He's gone, and we're up to 4.3k spotting, which is a nice amount so far. And it's like, right, piggies. It's piggy time. We're spotting the waffle there, and it's like, okay, that's cool. And it's like, oh no, there's a T92. Oh, well, yeah. T92s happen. They hurt. Now, I'd normally cut away at this point and just show you the results, but like I say, the results aren't really the key thing about this. Sins shuts down the T92. I'm pinging the map to say, look, there's stuff up there, because the stuff does tend to camp there on this map. You want to go down there. When we watch Sins here, you'll see the other ways this map is alright, because if people do camp up there at H0, there's a lot of different places. Like I say, the gradients, the ridge lines and stuff like that basically make pushing up to try and break camps really quite nice. It means you're not just having to push willy-nilly across open fields. You can just push up from one ridge line to the next. You can progress slowly and safely, and that's nice. So you see his Sins is here. He's not like just crossing across the highest ground. He's going in the lower areas, and he's going after the pleb to get his Pascucci's. He's done his God's work. Well played. And the game gets shut down. And that just showed the northern area of the map quite nicely, that replay, and I thought that'd be alright for you guys to see. Because like I say, I mean, obviously, we've not played enough of it to fully say I really like this map, but it's kind of like out of the probably 9, 10, 11 times I've played it, it's kind of like, I kind of enjoyed this map. There's only one thing I don't like, and that is this spawn. This spawn tends to create camping, and it kind of negates the top end of the map, and that's really quite bad. I don't know why they've put spawns here where you just negate so much of the map in itself, because what happens is basically their team, as you're going to see in this game, and I use it to good effect, I use it to my advantage, their team will end up camping at H3 and our team will end up camping at like J9, because they're both good spots to get great shots across the field and their cap. So people just naturally go and sit on it and just stay there the whole game. And don't bother with the northern end of the field. Like, we've got 4 or 5 heavies going up there now, right? But it's going to take them ages to get up there and get round the map up that side to get round safely. And they are going to be pushing into fire. But like I say, I mean, this map's really good for the fact that there's lots of ridge lines you can duck and dive into, and it's really good for pushing. But these spawns, they're just silly. They just shouldn't be in this game. The other spawns that we had in the last game, which were for encounter, but they actually are the same spawns that you'd get for the other variant of this map. Because the other variant of Standard Battle are at like HJ1 and 0, basically. So, tip to break the camp. If you're in something quick, or I mean, I'm in a Lerva here, so it's not really the quickest. Just push down the K line. Just literally go to the K line and push across as quick as you can. Obviously, it doesn't always work because they might do the same, and then you get bogged down into a little fight. But push the K line, because you can get across here, you can spot their team where they're camping, like I'm going to do, and it's very lucrative for you in having a decent game. So we've come down here and we've spotted this King Tiger, and it's like, well, I'm in a Lerva. The Lerva's armor's pretty decent, especially since they buffed it a long time ago. And I mean, I'm talking, it was a very long time ago. The Lerva's armor used to be like a little bit sad, but its armor's pretty dang decent now. And it's something that might not know for most people, is that it's pretty decent. So I do want to apologise for the quality of the gameplay as well. It's probably not that different. I don't know. We'll see how it renders up in the finish. But I accidentally set my Xbox to record in 720, and I didn't realise I recorded loads of stuff in 720, although luckily I think this was the only game that was of any worth. And yeah, so it's 720. So the quality of this one replay might not be as good as the replay before. We'll see how it, like I say, we'll see how it comes out in the rendering. So I'd quick note in there if you're noticing the little difference in the quality. So here we are. We're coming up here, look, and we're starting to spot people. And we have a lot of people camping, right? Like I say, we've got a massive gun line. And I'm just going to poke around this corner. Now, we've obviously got these guys who are all camping up here, which I can get some nice juicy shots into. If they decide to YOLO around this corner towards me, I'm safe, right? For all intents and purposes, because I've got a good gun line. So, really, I'm kind of happy if they do what this Lurver's doing, which is they push around to attack me. Because there you go, 394. That's the first shot. And I'm like, right, you know what, I'm going to track you and keep you there, because my friend is probably going to shoot you again. As he does, 287. And again, like I say, gun lines. So I've got people there. Then we spot this 50 TPs coming around behind, and it's like he might spot my campers, which obviously takes away from me. He gets shut down, I get one shot into him, and it's like, right, now the time is to push around this corner. So if I push around this corner, I can stay safe, because I can hide behind these rocks in front of me, keep hull down, but I'm going to spot their campers, and there they all are. I've spotted them all, and I've got a gun line, and the gun line is going to start shooting. So we've racked up a little bit of spotting there. This Malbrack is sitting there for some reason. Look, we've gained like 600 spotting already. We're up to 3k damage as well, which is nice. Trying to put a shot into this VK, but I just want to push around because I want to try and get more spotting. But we get shot by a Lurver that just appeared. And you see, just like that, 3k spotted. We gained a ton. If you can get across here to this position I'm in, you can spot their campers and their position becomes worthless. And therefore, you can have a good game by getting good spotting out. So unfortunately that Emil penders, I think, through the turret, which killed our radio man. And we're going to try and put a shot through him. And then we get a nice shot into that guy as he crosses behind him, which is unfortunate timing for that Ragnarok. We're actually just going to push up. Because now is the time. I'm feeling now is the time. I'm feeling a bit brave. And I'm kind of wanting to push my spotting up even more. If I get further forward, I'll spot more tanks, because there's still quite a lot of tanks left. We get a nice shot into the back of that Ragnarok. I think we actually broke his engine. He dies. And I'm still trying to spot anything else. I'm getting detected here, so I know there's something in front of me. It's actually in the Mill 1 still. And there's actually that UDES over there as well. We spot him up, we shut him down. We're just going to pull back now in hopes that we don't get rushed by the Emil 1 in his autoloader. Now we're still looking for a shot of that TD over there. We can't quite see him over the ridge line. The Emil 1 gets shut down. There's the SU. Unfortunately, the incredibly reliable gun of the Lurver misses there, but he gets shut down and we get more spotting. And like I say, that's a good way of breaking that camp, and that shows that little town area quite nicely, and just a good way of breaking that camp, because you can push down that K line, you can get a great amount of spotting, because all you got to do is just get yourself in a position where you can spot all their TDs and stuff, and they all get lit up, and your team farms them. So we finished with an ace tanker, Confederate steel wall, 2.1k base, something like that. The SU-130PM, who was on our sniper hill, got loads of damage because of our spotting. We ended up with 4.3k assistance as well. And so far, Vineyards, it's got a thumbs up from me. I'm quite enjoying the map. And thank you very much for everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.
A great success!